Hi everyone, welcome back to Smart Teaching. So today we gonna discuss a topic called functions in PowerShell. So in this topic, we'll look at the concept of introduction to function and how to create function with a simple syntax and adding parameters to our functions and adding help system to a given functions, right? So let us quickly start the concept of functions. So what's the function and why should we use it? So there is a concept of function in PowerShell which help us to reuse the block of code. For example, you're writing something in between curly brackets, a block of code. This is your block of code. So in this block of code, you may have one line of code or 10 lines of code or 100 lines of code, can be anything, can be anything. So if you want to execute those 100 lines again and again and again and again, you have to write the same 100 lines for multiple times. Instead, what you can do is you can easily convert these 100 lines as a function, and you can simply call the function name to call these 100 lines of code. So that will help us to reduce the size of code. Size of code will be reduced with the help of function concept, as well as we can increase the reliability of the function, we can increase the reliability of the code. So now let us quickly look at the function simple function syntax, then we're going to enhance our functions with the help of multiple things. Let me open ISC. Function can be created with the help of a simple keyword called function. So when you type function here, you are getting the default blocks available in the Visual Studio Code. Just go with this. That can give you the syntax of function creation. So let us quickly go with a simple function creation. So what it required a keyword called function and followed by your function name. Followed by that, you need to write the function name. As you see here, as you see here, the function name can be anything. For example, I'm just typing get hyphen function. This is my function. This is my function name. So inside of this, I'm writing some lines of code. Write hyphen host hello all, and then followed by get hyphen service bed, followed by get hyphen process PowerShell, then followed by get hyphen date. Let's consider these four lines of code I need to run for multiple times. So instead of running these four lines of code for multiple times, simply what I'm trying to do here is I'm converting these four lines of code as a function. So when you're converting this as a function, you just need to call this function name whenever you'd like to call these four lines of code, right? So let us run this. Okay, it was successful. Okay, now let's quickly go ahead and execute the function. Get hyphen function is the function name that you have given, right? So what is happening here when you are executing get hyphen function, it gives you the execution output of all these four lines of code. First I'm getting hello all, and then followed by service details, process details, and followed by the date information, right? So this is how you can create a function and reuse it for a number of times that you required. So simply what I just need to do is I need to call the function name. Instead of calling four lines of code, I just need to call the function name. You can run the same four lines of code n number of times. right? So that's the advantage of function. It reduces the length of your code. Okay, fine. Well and good. Now your function is working with a default values. This function is working with the default values, right? Hyphen host is working with the default value. This is working with the default value. This is also working with the default input value. So let us try to enhance our function. How can we enhance your function? Try to imagine your commandlet execution. Whenever you are going with any one of the commandlet execution, you will have the default commandlet behavior. For example, get hyphen service. So this is working in a normal way, which gives you all the list of services. At the same time, if I go with any one of the parameter and give the input value for this parameter, now the function is working for a given input value. Sorry, commandlet is working for a given input value. So how this is happening? This is happening because of this commandlet carries a parameter. Parameter controls the behavior of the commandlet. So in the same way, why can't we add parameters to our functions? If you add parameters to our own functions, we can also give the dynamic values like this. We can also give the dynamic values like this. So let us try to enhance our function. So how can you add the parameters? With the help of a simple parameter block. Parameter block. See, when you are adding parameter block, what all things that you're getting it here? All things that you're getting it here. Some options followed by param block. So let us make it simple. A simple parameter block look like this. A keyword called param you need to use, followed by the parenthesis. So instead of the parenthesis, you can give a number of parameters that you need, right? For example, let us replace all these hard-coded values with parameters, right? First, I'm going with the first parameter called message. Message parameter is nothing but a variable. Okay, so this particular variable holds the dynamic value given by the user, and that variable we're gonna use followed by this command. Like way I will give parameter for service, that is SCR, and for process I'm giving PROC. So instead of calling hard-coded values, I'll call SCR and PROC here. SCR and correct. Now this is how you just need to simply add a parameter block to an existing function. So let us load our function now. We'll do one thing. Let us give a new name. But now my function is get hyphen function one. A simple get hyphen function doesn't have parameters concept. A get hyphen function one has a parameter concept. Let us load this. So we loaded the information. So now if you look at it, when I execute get hyphen function and give hyphen, I'm not getting any parameter suggestions. I'm not getting any parameter suggestions for the first function. The first function we created with the hard-coded values. Now in the case of second function, we added parameters. If you look at it, there are three parameters are coming in the suggestions for a latest function, get hyphen function one. I can choose message. Message is equal to message can be anything because you're the end user. End user can give any input value for the parameters. I'm calling SCR. For SCR, I'm giving ALG. For PROC, I'm giving Chrome, right? Chrome process. So if I execute it, as you look at the output, this is working for dynamic values now. Right hyphen host is working for a given message called function testing. Yes, that is coming here. and the second commandlet is working for a dynamic value called ALG service, and third commandlet is working for Chrome process. As you see here, I'm getting the output for all the Chrome processes. And last commandlet is a direct commandlet without any input values. So we do not have any parameters for that. So this is how you can simply convert your function into a proper, this just look like a proper PowerShell commandlet now, where I can give dynamic values and look at the different behavior of the commandlet or a function, each and every iteration, each and every execution, right? So this is how you can add the parameter blocks to your function. So let us enhance our function a bit more. So when you are executing your function, you have parameters. You have parameters added to your function, but you are not calling those parameters. You are simply executing the function directly. What is happening? Some of the commandlet gives you an error because you call the parameters, but you are not giving any input values to those parameters, right? So that's the reason in some of the scenarios you will get these kind of errors. Get-process commandlet is throwing you an error saying that cannot validate a parameter call name. So you are calling a value to the name parameter, but here you are not passing any input value for this. So that's the reason you're getting an error. So instead, in the scenarios, what you can do is your parameters will also accept the default values. Default values are nothing but if the end user doesn't pass any input value, your parameter can go with default value. If the end user is passing any new value to that, parameter goes with a new value. That's the advantage of the parameter. So I'm giving process is equal to PowerShell. So if my end user doesn't pass any input value for this parameter, it has to go with PowerShell. So as we made some changes, let us reload the function. Now execute the get-function one. When you execute get-function one, sometime back it was throwing an error. Now it is not throwing me throwing any error. It's simply going with PowerShell process. Simply going with PowerShell process, as you have given this as a default value. So likewise, the default value can be passed for all the parameters you have in the function. Got it? So this is how you can create the function and convert your function into advanced function just by following all the best practices. And one more thing is, one more important thing that we're going to discuss now is for an existing commandlet, if you are new to any one of the existing commandlet, what do? You will simply go with get help followed by the existing commandlet that you have. Here you can see the help files for all the commandlets, all the given commandlets. For now, you're looking for get-service. You're getting the help files for get-service commandlet itself. So now this is possible for all the existing commandlets. Now I would like to get the help files for my function, called get-function one. So I'm the author of this function. I can use this the way it is designed, and as I am the author, I know how to use it. If I pass this function to one of the end user, one of my friend, he or she might not know how to use it, or they might have some questions on top of it. So in that scenario, they'll go with get-help system, obviously. Okay, when they execute it, they'll not get anything. Everything is empty, name and syntax. Even syntax is also coming just because you have added the parameters. Apart from that, rest of the details are empty. So the help system is very minimal. The help system is not at all created for this function. What you can do is you can add the help system to a function. You can add the help system to a function with the help of the comments. So let us add the help system to this function. So what you can do is you can take reference from a advanced function. You can take reference from advanced function advanced. So this advanced function, or this, let me load that here. So one moment. See, there is an option called help function. So these help system, you can add it to your function. So let us use this within our function. Let us use this block within our function. So the help system can be added with the multi-line commenting system. Multi-line commenting system. As you see here, these keywords that we see in the function help system, just like your proper PowerShell command, synopsis, description, notes, links, examples. So as we are the author, you can add anything here. For example, synopsis. We are testing the functions. Okay, long description. So let us copy paste the same thing here as well, just to test it. Fine. Now let us load our function. Now let us load our function. The function got loaded. Just go back and get the help files for the function. Now you can see the data that you have given in the help system of the function, right? Name of the function, synopsis, description, related links, and remarks. So like that, with the help of the comment based help system, these all are the comments. These all are the comments. With the help of comment based help system using these keywords, this is the pattern dot. You just need to keep a dot and followed by that, give the keyword and write the details for that. Description. Here is the description. Notes. Here is the notes. Links. Examples. So all these are in between comments. Multi-line commenting system, right? So this is how we can add the help system to an existing function. So this is all about the functions concept. I hope you all understand the concept. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. See you all with our next video in next concept. Until then, take care. Bye bye. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.